So I wanted to share a few things that's going to be going on with the channel over the winter. In case you haven't noticed, it's pretty close to fall. It's mid-October, and every day that I get an opportunity to drive my car is just all bonus to me here, because realistically, as soon as the snow flies and the goofball drivers are out, I'm done. I'm putting her away. And I've got a few things in store for this winter. One thing that I'm really excited about is a little while ago I bought about an 03 59 Magnum, and really excited about kind of turning it into as much of an LA as I can. Obviously, other than it's going to have to retain its push rod oiling. But anyway, that factory Magnum long block is going to end up with some Speedmaster CNC ported aluminum heads, and Edelbrock Torque 2 intake, and cam that's yet to be determined, but I kind of think that I'm going to go with probably the same cam that 318 will run, put in his bombsicle 360, 59, whatever you want to call him. If you ever get a chance to check out 318 will run, he's got an excellent channel, lots of really good information, and he seems to be real knowledgeable about these Mopar small blocks. So anyway, other than that, I've got a lot of work that I want to do on the interior of this car. I've got new carpet for it, and excited to be getting that put in. Another thing I want to do is I want to teach myself to do upholstery, and I want to upholster these two front seats in this car to match the factory rear bench. I've been watching lots, learning lots. I've done a little bit. I've tried, experimented a little bit, and it makes sense what a person has to do the job. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. And another thing, it's kind of not something everybody does to their hot rod, but I picked up, actually it was a few years ago now that I picked it up, but I picked up the entire factory cruise control setup from I can't remember, honestly, it was so long ago I don't even remember, but it's a complete Mopar setup, and I'm confident I'm going to be able to use absolutely everything just as it is, other than maybe I'll have to change out the modify the bracket that holds the actual cruise control unit under the hood. So that's another thing I'm really excited with. I don't know if anybody's aware, but this car is a cruise. She's a highway driver, and she always has to be that primarily. I love hitting the highway with it, and I love being able to just make a mile. So that's a real goal for me. Now, even though this thing is on the road, it's far from finished, and I'm gonna have quite a bit more work to do on this thing. I gotta finish off the interior, I gotta finish off the whole dash and the gauges and the stereo and all that kind of stuff, but hopefully that's going to get a little more interesting and something that I can make a little bit of content out of too. So now, other than that, I reached out to John Cope at Cope Racing Transmissions in regards to torque converter that will help me retain my lockup, but give me enough stall to get me off the line the way I need to get off. So we're far from sorted out on what exactly I'm going to do. I just emailed back and forth with him a couple times and kind of left him hanging. So you'll hear a little bit more about that. Now, other than that, I've got an AFR gauge that I'm going to install, and my plan is that I'll just be able to have a bung in the header of basically every hot rod I own so that I can kind of move this thing around a little bit, and it's not necessarily going to be stuck in one vehicle, because you don't really necessarily need it all the time, other than maybe in a true race car you're going to. I've still got a little bit of suspension work to do, and I'm gonna pull my front sway bar off. I gotta try and find a way to make my car transfer weight to the back wheels. I mean, for the power level that it's got, it shouldn't spin that 275 drag radial. So I mean, I'll loosen up the suspension as good as I can and continue to play with tire pressure and stuff like that. I'm gonna do my best to get that thing to launch, because man, if it's gonna spin the tires with uh mild 318, uh nice, decent, strong 5.9 Magnum like I'm looking to put in it, I'm really gonna have trouble. So I really got to get that sorted out. Other than that, one more thing that I'm gonna try and sort out. Not gonna try. I'm gonna do. One other thing I'm gonna sort out is I'm gonna rebuild the 8 3/4 center section. I've actually got two of them. I've got one with a 410 gear and one with a 391 gear, and I'll end up going through both of them. But the 391 is going to end up staying in the car. That's what's in there right now. I switched from the 410, and it just seems to be just that little bit nicer of a gear, and everything just between it and the transmission and the 28-inch tire, it just seems to work just about mint for me. So I'm going to go that route. One thing I did notice that there was a video from the Dodge Whisperer, and he shows how to go through a 8 3/4 center section. So I'm going to watch that a whole bunch of times. Probably going to end up having to buy a couple specialty tools. But honestly, even after that, I should be money ahead regarding what it costs seemingly to get someone else to set up a center section around here. For whatever reason, not a lot of people are doing it, and those that are doing it are charging pretty strong money for it. So I got to give it a whirl. I'll give it a try and do it myself. Anyway, if any of the stuff that I was mentioning or talking about, or any of the stuff that you've seen on my channel thus far interests you, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, tell me what you're thinking about what I'm doing. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Have a good night.